Hello there, YouTube. I want to make a real short video of this. This is my extendable antenna. It goes on a handheld. It's a dual band. I have seen this in the AES catalog. You type all capital letters AES, electronics. I've bought this at a Hamfest. I'm sure I've seen the same one in there, but I lost the sticker off it. The sticker started peeling off, and I put the sticker away into the package. I can't find the package or the sticker. But this is a great little extendable antenna. I never measured how far it extends out, but it goes up a ways. Great little antenna. Really was impressed by it. I have stood out in the middle of the backyard and hit a repeater about 27 miles away, they say as the crow flies, on this little radio actually, I think, one time. I think it was on this one. And this radio doesn't put out 5 watts even with the little battery pack. I think it puts out, geez, it only puts out like 3 watts. You plug it in, it gets about 4. I don't think it ever did put out a full 5. But this is a great little antenna. You can find these. They're great for a scanner. People who don't have an amateur license, that's a great little scanner antenna right there. And I'm sure AES has it. Not plugging any company, but that's the only company I've seen it. A few years back I was digging around on the internet. But I wish I had the sticker so I could tell you the name of it. But this does unscrew from here. I'm trying to remember if they gave me a rubber ducky that went on here when you unscrew this. You can unscrew this from the load. I may be wrong. Maybe it's just something I invented and I had one that would screw on there. I'm trying to think if they gave me a little short piece that went on there, but even for scanner operators, handheld scanners, you want a really good antenna. And for FM, say like your car radio, I've had this, if you sit there and play with it up and down, you will find a pretty good spot that'll make a pretty decent antenna for listening to FM radio, broadcast radio. I've never tried it on AM, but I have several antennas, just oddball little ones. I have cheapy ones. I'll get up here and get it real quick. Bear with me. This piece of junk, I won't say what store I bought it at. This is a piece of junk. I've taken the load coil out and played with it and put different windings in it. You can unscrew this plastic. This is a piece of junk. The only thing this is good for, it is extendable hand. It's not for amateur radio transmitting. It's for a scanner, but it's a piece of junk. The only thing it's good for is experimenting with. So if you find one cheap in an electronics store, if it's cheap, go ahead and buy it. If you ever come across one used, because you can unscrew these. I don't know if I can get it unscrewed here, but I've experimented by winding different loads in here of wire. So I got it down to where it worked fairly decent. You can use the weather channel in your scanner and then find a channel that's far away. Don't use the strong one. Find one of your weak weather channels that usually comes in and that you're used to, and then experiment. So it's something fun for scanner operators to have. There goes the freight train or the coal train by. It's about 2 blocks away. But to me they're junk. Not to be opinionated, but after you've had something like this, a dual band extendable antenna that's for a ham radio, put it on a scanner, you would never want this. You'd end up trading this off, giving it to somebody. But this is a fun one to play with. If you come across one of these cheap, you can unscrew it. There might be a little bit of glue in there. I wish I could get it apart. Let me put my camera down here and get it apart. Bear with me. I'm sure there's an ugly load of foil in here. You can unscrew, say you unscrew these. See, you can see where I was playing with it one day. They're not close together. Where I was experimenting with it. So I'll get out and experiment again. Use solid wire. Don't use stranded. Use solid wire. This is some telephone wire. You find the old wire, it was inside the gray covering, had like 6 wires in it, real small, solid copper. Don't use stranded on here. It won't work. I went by when I started learning this stuff, I went by the old ham guys that used to make their own antennas and stuff. That's where I got the idea. One of them told me that. I was mentioning, he goes, rip that apart, take that coil out and save it, count how many turns, and sit there and play with it, make different coils for it. But you can see where it's kind of crappy in there. But they will come apart if you break it, oh well. But it had a little bit of glue on it, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Little antenna stuff. Thanks for watching.